So I hope students you would have understood the concept of the Zilla Parishad, that how a Zilla Parishad is made, that there are different types of blocks, right, when they form together, and the blocks are made up of different village panchayats, and when they come together they form a Zilla Parishad, right. Now let us discuss that who are the members of the Zilla Parishad, so let us discuss that the members of the Zilla Parishad. See, they are the pramukhs of the block samiti. First of all, they are the pramukhs of block samiti, right. Next, they are the MPs, MLAs from that district, right. They are the chairperson of the municipal board and the representatives of the scheduled caste and scheduled tribes, right. They are the MPs, MLAs, right. They are the MPs, they are the MLAs, and they are the MLCs from that district. MPs, MLAs or MPs from the district, and they are also the representatives of scheduled castes and scheduled tribes. They are the representatives of scheduled caste and scheduled tribes. Okay. Later, the members elect the chairperson and vice chairperson from among themselves. They preside over meetings. The district commissioner is the chief executive officer of the Zilla Parishad, right. Now let us discuss about the functions of the Zilla Parishad in a summary today, and we will discuss about it in detail tomorrow, right. Some of the major functions of Zilla Parishad are as follows. The Zilla Parishad is responsible for overall supervision of all the works in the district. That now the district is formed of different blocks, and when the blocks come together they form a district, and the function of the Zilla Parishad is to look after the developmental work within the district. Okay. The Zilla Parishad is responsible for overall supervision of all the works in the district. It makes development plans for the district. It informs and forwards its recommendation to the state government on all matters regarding the development in the district. It supervises the implementation of all projects funded by the central and the state government, and it regulates fund allotment to the blocks. Okay. So students, these are the functions. There are no district in urban areas, however there are municipalities. The various level of governance have one purpose, that is to ensure the welfare of people and development of areas under their jurisdiction. They are like the links of a chain that help the state government to fulfill responsibilities towards the people of the state and the country. The spirit of true democracy by delegation of powers and engaging people at the grassroots level into governing themselves has become a reality. It is one of the unique models of the world where a set of few people democratically elected by the people becomes effective leaders to take decision about well-being of the representative wards. By giving constitutional authority to those local government, this micro-level governance has made our democracy fundamentally much stronger. A little more effort will make the system much more effective in times to come. An example of such participative policy making has been seen in Brazilian city of Porto Alegre, where the local people living in the smaller colonies and wards decide on the budget allocations of municipality for their wards, right. So these were the functions. We will discuss about the functions in detail in tomorrow's video. Okay, so till then, stay at your homes and stay safe. Thank you.